All right, just to remind you with regards to, we had the race for votes. Now we're entering the realm of race for seats. But how exactly does it work? You know, when you look on the face of it with regards to this formula, it looks pretty complicated. But in terms of on the face of it, it looks very, very complicated. Someone was saying to me that it looks like higher grade math. But let me try to help you with it. And we've got a graphic on this now. Let's put it up and we'll try to run through it. With regards to how it actually works. So I have it in front of me here, and let's see if we can go up tiny, just a little bit up. All right, let's just go more. Okay, there we go. According to the IEC, the seat calculation for the National Assembly is done in the following manner. Now, bear with me. I will try to explain this. I know it might not be as clean as possible on your screen, but let's just try to work it out together. So using a quota system, each party's overall allocation of the 400 seats is determined on a proportional basis. So the 200 regional list seats are determined for each region using a quota base on the number of seats allocated to the region. And then the 200 national list seats are determined by subtracting the total number of regional seats for the party from the overall allocation for the party. So that's basically how it works. I would encourage you to go onto the IEC website and have a bit of a look at it if you're still unclear. It's pretty simple in terms of once you break it down, it's easy to understand. I want to bring in now our political analyst, Mike Siluma. He is here to, I guess, break down all the numbers and see where we are at this stage. Mike, thank you very much indeed, as always, for your time. Let's just start off, before we go to these results, I want to start off from what you've heard from the AU and SADC observer missions.
Yeah.
What did your biggest takeaway?
I think, you know, the thing with these kind of observer missions is that they are diplomatic exercises, broadly speaking. My view is that really the voice that counts is the voice of the electorate in the particular country. I think that the observer missions are useful to the extent that they assist us with standardizing electoral rules, regulations, and protocols in the region and on the continent. You know, so that you almost have a peer review kind of thing, so that Africans across the continent are using the same kind of standards, etc. You know, so I think that's where they're useful.
Yeah.
But they're essentially they will never come out and be overly critical or openly critical. But in this case, I think buried in the long statement by Jakaya Kikwete, the former president of Tanzania, who's leading the AU mission, the critical thing, which is relevant to what we've been talking about and grappling with since yesterday, is the issue of irregularities in the process. Yeah. Now, the AU is critical, but they were not blunt. So they used diplomatic phrasing, like they encourage the IEC to continue to aspire to higher levels of excellence.
Is that code for get your act together?
Yeah, get your act together. You know, all these things about inks, about people maybe double voting or not double voting, we don't know. Polling stations opening late, you know, all of those kinds of things, the niggles that we've been talking about, you know, in the process. They're saying it's not good enough.
Yeah. Look, the IEC has no doubt had a reputation of being credible and being professional, but we have seen the integrity of it being called into question with regards to those calls from the ground that came from the NROC yesterday about this double voting allegations and stuff from the certain parties. What's your take on that?
You know, Blaine, my view is that we're not taking seriously enough the issue. I'm surprised at how we are ignoring or downplaying as a country this whole issue of irregularities in the system.
Mike, just please hold that thought. I just want to go to the National Results Operations Center. I understand